Hi, welcome back to I'll Read What She's Reading. I'm Kennedy.
I'm Reggie.
And I'm Michaela.
And today we are going to be reacting to the books we picked out for each other. And also we're going to be discussing our favorite book talk topics.
Yay. Should we dive right into...
Oh, who's going to go
I
first?
just bopped myself in the face.
Because, yeah, if you didn't catch it, it was our last episode. 2 episodes ago?
I think it was 2 episodes.
Yeah.
We picked books to read for each other.
Yes.
Picked for each other to read.
Guys, it was so cute. My dad listened to that episode.
Oh, stop.
And he was like, you guys picked out books for each other? And I was like, yeah, we're going to react to it this week. And he's like, that's just so fun. Like, that's just so
that's
cool.
so cute.
I love a
I
supportive
know.
dad.
I was like, Dad, maybe don't listen to all of the episodes.
Shout out to
funny.
Michaela's dad. I don't know your name, but shout out
Dave.
to you. Shout out to Dave.
Dave. We love Dave.
That is so cute.
Yeah, so I'll have to just tell him to listen to the beginning part of this episode because we're reacting to our book picks.
Who wants to go first?
Reggie, you go first.
With my thoughts on the book Michaela picked for me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so Michaela picked the selection for me. And I read all 3 books.
Overachiever.
But I mean, I'll just give my thoughts on the first one. So it was a 4-star read for me.
I'm really
and
happy about it.
It was so fun. I listened to it and I just loved it. Was so easy to it sucked me in right from the very beginning. And it was just like, it's like pretty young adult. Which I guess, I don't know if I should explain what the book is. I don't know if a lot of people know the selection. I don't know. It's
yeah,
popular.
explain a little bit.
It's basically like a dystopian version of like The Bachelor.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's these girls in this castle who are trying to win over this prince so they can become the queen. Or just princess. Queen. One day
I
queen.
don't know.
Anyways.
I think it's
yeah,
Queen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's really fun. I wish I could have like read this book when I was a teenager because I would have eaten it up.
Yeah.
It was so fun. It was very like quick paced. The only like critique I would have is that I like wanted more drama. I mean, there was drama
She
in
wanted
there,
more.
but I was like, give me more. Like I want like more cat fights between the girls and whatever. But I really enjoyed it. So I instantly started the second one. The second one dragged a little more for me, but it was really, really fun. I'm really sad they just barely announced that they're canceling the Netflix show because I was like getting so excited while I was reading it. And then literally like the day after I started reading it, Michaela was like,
I think it was Kennedy that sent it in the group chat.
yeah.
Do you guys feel like it would have been a good Netflix show?
Oh, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
And
Like,
I feel like it
teenagers would have
wouldn't
gone
have
crazy.
been very hard to like make it either.
Well, yeah, because the set doesn't really wouldn't change all that much because
No.
like they're kind of for the most part like
in one place.
Yeah. Through the whole
And
thing.
there's not any like, it wouldn't be like a lot of CGI because there's not a lot of like, there's not any magical elements to it.
Mm-mm.
So I'm like,
I feel like
it
it
would
would
have
pretty
been
easy
so
to do.
easy. I don't know.
Also,
Let's
the
just
names
make
were
it-
a little weird, but
Oh,
I still liked it. It was really good.
What
so
were some of the names?
I wouldn't even say they were that weird. It was just like they all just felt a little random to me.
Okay.
Like the main girl, her name is America.
yeah. Well, it's a callback.
And I understand, like, she explains how she got her mom gave her that name.
Yeah.
But then it was like would explain kind of like what happened in like actual America. And so then I'd be like, anyways.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
But-
just because it used to be America and it's not America anymore.
Oh, so it's like
Yeah.
set in the future.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not Bridgerton, where it's set in the past.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But very fun.
Yay.
It was a fun
I'm
read.
so glad you liked it. I was kind of nervous, but I'm like, it's such a like easy, quick read.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not like as
Well, and there's
making your-
technically like 5 books. I don't think I'm going to read the next 2.
it's okay.
I was
wouldn't.
a little, I felt like the ending of the third one was a little abrupt. I wanted more. That was the only thing from the series. I just wanted a little more.
I feel like
but
that's how she
I
got
loved
you
it.
to read
Mm-hmm.
the next 2. If that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
But I don't like the next 2, so
I just had Michaela send me a Marco Polo the other day, tell me everything that happens. She was like, okay, so
I did.
yeah, it
Went
was
really
fun.
into detail.
Yeah.
I was all over the place, but that's okay. Yay.
Yeah.
All right.
Good job. Thanks
Michaela,
for
you
picking
want
it.
to go?
Yes. So like Kennedy picked the book Renegades for me. And I hated it. Just kidding. I loved it. I didn't tell, I said it in my review. And the writer does such a good job. Like, I could envision everything as I was reading it. It was like a movie in my brain the entire time, which is really fun. Because sometimes I have a harder time like picturing things, but I feel like she does a good job of like going into detail about stuff, but not like fluff. It's just like the right amount. And I just loved that, because I was never like, okay, I don't want to hear about buildings, but it was like just the right amount where I'm like, okay, I can totally envision the buildings and the street and what's going on. It was just a really fun read. I'm so glad I had the books. I just hadn't read them yet. So I'm glad you made me read them. And then my rating was 4-star. So,
which my rating was 3.5, and then I have decided to change it since then because I genuinely kind of forgot. I don't know why I was so harsh about it. I think it was because there's like a little section, like 100 pages. Sometimes I feel like in this series, the books are maybe a little too long.
Yeah.
There's kind of like a little bit where it's like, okay, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just such a fun series.
Yeah.
And like my heart actually raced reading the books.
Yeah.
I need to read it.
You do.
You might love it.
You
I
might.
think I might.
Honestly, I'm on the 3rd book right now. And it's so fun. My heart is like pattering through my chest right now. And I'm like so anxious to like continue to like read it because I have to know like how everything goes down.
Well, and you keep asking me questions.
I know you're
and
like,
I feel like I'm just like,
Just keep reading.
now I get to be you and say, just keep reading, because in the last book, I feel like she does a really good job at tying basically almost every loose end. You get all your questions answered. And the last book ends on such a cliffhanger. It's kind of annoying.
What?
It kind of just ends on like, it's a complete series, but it kind of ends and you're just like, wait, what?
no.
Almost like she leaves it open so that she could write another one if she wanted. Just wait. It ties everything up, but then something happens.
I don't like that.
But then something happens and you're like,
very interesting.
Yeah. I can't wait to get your reaction to that.
Okay. Well, I'll probably finish it this week, so.
I love that. You guys, these are big books, so you must like it.
Yeah,
That makes me happy.
I do.
It's nerve-wracking recommending books to your friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we've picked well.
Speaking of.
My turn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your turn.
Okay. Reggie picked The Book Thief for me, and I have so many thoughts. Like, I sat after I finished it and I didn't know how I wanted to rate it because I enjoyed it, but not at the same time.
Yeah.
It was really, I'm pretty sure, the first historical fiction book I've ever read. And it's not.
I was so scared.
It's so intimidating. I don't know why it's so such an intimidating genre for me. I rated it 3.75 stars because at times it was a little slow and I felt like some things were kind of pointless. But then at the same time, would I have had the same emotional reaction at the end of the book had all of those elements not been in the book prior? I did not expect to sob like a little baby at the end of the book. And it just came up on me and I was sobbing, and Marco Polo'd Reggie and was like, this book is so sad.
That's all she really told me. So.
And it was really cool though. It was written really beautifully. But
I thought you would like the way, like with the whole death thing.
It was really
that
cool.
like death narrates
and the foreshadowing. Yeah, it was really, really cool. I'm not mad you picked it at all. It was definitely pushed.
Pissed.
So mad.
It was hard. Okay, me and Kennedy read so many of the same books. When I was looking through, I wanted to pick like something that was like a 5-star read for me, or something that like I really enjoy and I think about a lot, but I haven't. That Kenny hadn't read, and it was so hard because I had some like mediocre books that I could have recommended, but I was like, let me give her a challenge. Just kidding.
And it honestly was like, it kind of reminded me, I liked this book way better than Song of Achilles, but it reminded me kind of how Song of Achilles was, where at times it dragged on, but it almost was like I enjoyed the journey because the end was so good.
Got you. Yeah.
I would definitely recommend it to people. It's not like I wouldn't recommend it. I just think
I'm glad you read it.
Historical fiction might not be my favorite.
Oh yeah, that's not my favorite.
But it was a very good book.
But I was like, I feel like if Kennedy reads a historical fiction book, this is the one that I would want her to read.
Mm-hmm.
So,
oh yeah,
from what
it was
I've read,
good.
so
It was good. I also was gonna say, I like to read for escapism, and it's not necessarily a book that I felt like I could escape into.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
But I felt like I learned a
either.
lot, and I felt a lot of emotions, and it still was a really good book. So thanks for recommending it to me.
You're welcome. You have to let me know if you watched the movie. There's a movie of it.
My mom did say she tried to watch the movie and she fell asleep.
Yeah, the movie's not as good, but
the books are always better, guys. Read the books before you watch the movie. But
of course.
I'll let you know if I watch the movie.
Okay, yeah. All right, that was fun. Let's do it again.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah, I mean, I think we have kind of talked about we're gonna do this again, maybe in like a few months when we've put some books under our belt.
Yep,
We got a lot
That
of
are
books to read.
different than
Each other.
because you know we'll just read what she's reading.
So I mean, I have a lot of books I can recommend to you guys, so I'm excited.
Yeah, we need to do this again.
Yes,
It will be a future segment.
Also, for all you YouTube people who are watching on YouTube, we're about to change our outfits and change locations because we did have a little bit of a technical difficulty. Just ignore that.
So 3, 2, 1.
All right, now that we have reacted to each other's books, we're going to get into some of our favorite book talk topics because we've never really talked about book talk on this podcast yet.
Yeah, and we're really grateful for Booktok because
So grateful.
Oh,
we
I can't.
yeah we hit number 5 in the top book podcasts
Yeah.
on the Apple charts, and that was like so cool.
But
That wouldn't have been possible if it weren't for Booktok. So,
yeah.
yeah. You guys
Yeah.
have been so nice. All you guys who follow us on TikTok, you guys have been so nice to us.
I seriously
Yeah,
can't
thanks.
believe it.
It's insane.
I never thought we would have the followers we have, the comments we've gotten, the likes. I don't know. We just started this just for fun,
Mm-hmm.
and it's been really like fun and exciting seeing you guys liking it,
Mhm.
and it's definitely like motivated us to like keep going. And we have so many different podcast ideas, and
big
TikTok
things
ideas.
coming.
Yeah, big things coming. We love when people say
we've
that.
added so many like books to our to be read list. Like
Yes.
it's been just so fun. So
And it's cool to see that you guys resonate with the same books as us as much as we do. Like,
Mhm.
I just remember the Throne of Glass TikTok we posted where you were crying and people were just like so kind, and
yeah.
they were talking about how it had the same impact on them, and it's just cool to see this little community of people.
Mhm.
every single comment, I was sobbing. I was
Mhm.
like,
And people just sharing their stories of like why it resonated with them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's really cool.
it's so fun.
I love
But-
our little community.
I
It's
love
amazing.
it. Book talk is so fun.
It's so fun.
For the most part, it's fun. One thing I do want, the first thing I want to say about book talk, you guys, and I just hit the mic, I'm sorry. The thing that pisses me off more than anything is spoilers on
Don't
TikTok.
get me started.
I have had so many, what book was that? Throne of Glass. Throne of Glass got spoiled for me on TikTok. I know Crescent City got spoiled for Reggie on TikTok. And what I don't fully comprehend is, and I get it, if you don't put spoiler warning, it's okay. I'm not mad at you.
Just a little.
But just put a spoiler warning.
Well, and it's like, if you loved this book so much and you wanted to post a TikTok about it, you think that you would want everyone else to love it the same as you did. Like you know what I mean?
have that
When
same
you love
experience
something,
reading it.
Yeah, you want people to enjoy it as well. Don't ruin the experience for somebody else. It's like, it's not that hard to just put a little text box that's like spoilers in 3, 2, 1
yeah.
or spoiler. You know what I mean? I don't know why it's so hard, but
I guess people could be having the same, okay, so not to relate it, but for example, like Marvel TikTok, people will start posting spoilers a few weeks after the movie has came out. So maybe people are thinking, okay, Throne of Glass has been out for years.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It's your fault for not reading it when it first came out, which to that point I totally understand, but from the perspective of somebody who
It's like new into reading.
Yeah.
and
experiencing it for the
had
first
Throne of
time.
Glass spoiled, certain parts of Throne of Glass get spoiled for them, that kind of was sad for me. But I guess if you really didn't want to get spoilers, you could always just filter out like Throne of Glass on your TikTok.
Yeah.
Can you?
Yeah, you can filter out words, I'm pretty sure.
I thought the TikTok I got spoiled for me for Crescent City. They used a bunch of like ACOTAR and Throne of Glass, like because they were just using all the Sarah J Maas hashtags.
Okay.
And so I was reading Throne of Glass. I had just finished Throne of Glass, or I was on the last book, and I literally cried.
Read Crescent City ASAP.
I mean, I don't think anything else could honestly get spoiled for me for Crescent City. For you, yeah.
But we don't want it to be spoiled.
Yeah, for you it could.
No, for you guys too.
I guess, yeah, that's true. I guess
I got spoiled.
We'll just tell you guys, me and Reggie got the last line in Crescent City 2 spoiled for us. So
I have no idea what it is, but
yeah,
I have an inkling.
Don't DM us and tell us anything about Crescent City because we haven't read it.
We have not. And something got spoiled for me. It's on Crescent City. And I had no idea. I had no idea. It's okay. I don't know. Maybe it's not as big of a deal as I'm making, because obviously I haven't read it. But we shall see.
Or even, I do know, this is the other weird thing, even if, because it's such a weird thing, and I keep referencing Throne of Glass and Sarah J Maas, but those are like the biggest. It's all over Booktok. It's weird because even just names, the names people use, because I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to spoil these books for anybody, but you see names on TikTok and then you'll be like, okay, wait, this character isn't in this book. How does this make sense? And then when the character is introduced, you're like, oh, obviously this person is this because I've seen this name all over TikTok. So it's hard because Booktok is really fun, but.
Well, and also if people don't know like what couples are going to be together and then like, yes, our friend, she looked up.
Oh.
She looked up ACOTAR stuff. And if you have read it, you know what's going to be under Farrah's name. And she was like, what is this? And we were like,
that doesn't exist.
You're like, what are you talking about? We had to play dumb. So don't look anything up. If you're reading a book,
don't look up.
Like I just finished Fourth Wing, and I wasn't even searching Fourth Wing on my TikTok, but I was still getting Fourth Wing TikToks. I literally couldn't be on scroll through TikTok until I finished Fourth Wing, and now I'm like getting Fourth Wing.
I've never scrolled so
all
fast
over. Oh yeah,
when it comes to Fourth Wing, because I'm so determined for things to not get spoiled for me, because I feel like this is like the first book where it's like new. It came out in May, and I'm like, there's not a lot of stuff on it. I just want it to not be spoiled.
Exactly. And don't look sometimes like when I was reading Throne of Glass, I would get confused where like who was who, and like, or like ACOTAR, like which High Lord is what court or whatever. But I was like, I can't Google it.
No.
Because Google it and you're going to get some sort of spoiler.
Yeah. There's these websites, what are they called? Like fan wiki or something wiki, where it literally says everything about each character and what happens to them, whether they're alive or dead. And that's usually the first thing that pops up. So just avoid searching it at all.
Just stay glued to your book. If you guys have questions about any of the books that we've read, we'll be happy to answer them for you.
Spoiler free.
Yeah, because we understand. We have questions about a lot of books, but it's really hard to not get them answered. That's why it's been kind of nice to read some of the same books, because we can all answer questions for each other. But yeah, you can't look on the internet, TikTok, because something will get spoiled for you.
Your phones are listening to you.
Anyways, if you do share spoilers on TikTok, we're not mad at you, but maybe just be a little more aware for people who maybe haven't read the book.
Cry.
Yeah. For days.
Because there's no better feeling than having no idea what's going on in a book and something major drops and you're like, what? Oh my gosh, what? And you just like
chuck your book across the room.
Yeah. Chuck it.
Just chuck it. Chuck it out the window. Set it on fire.
Or just lay it down gently and sit and think about it for a second and then scream into your pillow.
Because we're nice to our books.
Of course.
Only my Fourth Wing book.
That thing is beautiful.
Ooh, sorry. I'm distracting.
It's okay.
All right.
Our next topic of book talk is something that happened to us personally. And we would like to apologize to the Booktok community formally.
And personally to Brandon Sanderson.
We are so sorry that we haven't read any Brandon Sanderson. And I can't give you a good reason as to why we haven't. Maybe just because
his books are 1,000 pages long.
Yeah. And we're...
well, here's the thing. from my understanding, Brandon Sanderson's books are purely fantasy. There's not a lot of, my neighbors have like 7 yappy dogs. I'm sorry if you're hearing that. They're so annoying.
We're sorry, Booktok. Okay, we haven't read any of his books, and
we got attacked
a little bit. And yeah,
I think okay. A lot of people were saying, I can't believe you don't know who he is. We do know who he is.
We do know who
he
he
is.
We're
Utah
from Utah.
girlies.
We know who Brandon
we
Sanderson
know who
is.
he is. We just have not read anything. But maybe that was our sign. We added things immediately to our to be read list.
We did.
My
brother-in-law gave me a Brandon Sanderson book about 6 months ago to read. And I was like, you know what? This is great. I looked at it and it was over 1,000 pages. And at the time I was reading Throne of Glass, and I've read a lot of big books lately, and I just couldn't commit to another 1,000-page book.
Yeah. I'm really excited though. I had a past bride who recommended the Mistborn series to me, and it's been on my list. I just
haven't read it yet.
I haven't got to it. You guys, if you see my unread list of books that I have physically, you guys would understand. I probably have over 35 books that I have physically that I have not read yet.
We'll get there. We will get there.
I promise.
And we've talked about this before, but this podcast is a safe space for everybody. We don't care what books you read or books you have read or haven't read. This is just like a fun hobby. And I mean,
we're just excited for you to be here.
Yeah, we're happy to be here. We're happy to be reading. And whatever, Reggie said this, different strokes for different folks, okay?
I mean, it's not my phrase, but I do say it a lot.
It's okay. We'll get there, we promise.
Yeah.
And hey, we wouldn't be offended if you hadn't read Sarah J. Maas's books. But I will say one comment that made me sad. Not to like point out comments, because really we don't care. One person did say that SJM is ruining the fantasy genre. And I was kind of like, it made me sad a little bit. Because I don't feel like, I mean, I haven't read Brandon Sanderson, but I don't feel like you can compare the two, because SJM is like romantasy.
Yeah. And I feel like romantasy is very popular right now, and I don't think there's a problem with that.
Yeah. No. And I would never put an author on blast like that and say they're ruining a genre. I just feel like that's really sad.
They can't help that she's popular.
True.
And people
she's
like
popular
her
for
books.
a reason.
Yeah. I don't know. And Brandon Sanderson is really popular himself.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
He makes loads of money.
Lots of money.
And that's for a reason.
SJM can't handle can't help the fact that women love their fey men. Okay?
I mean,
she can't help it. But Brandon Sanderson, I'm sure you're great. We'll read your books, and I'm sure we're going to rant and rave about them when we do.
Yeah.
We're excited. So thanks, guys, for making us.
Love you, Brandon Sanderson. You're the best.
Love some fellow Utah girlies.
I promise we'll read your books eventually.
We promise.
All right. Next thing up is...
Wait, can I clear the air on one?
Yes, you can.
So when we did what episode was it?
Was it about the
reviews? It was the reviews one, I'm pretty sure.
The 1-star reviews episode. We were talking about how we were reading a 1-star review about how
the words SJM uses in the book.
So she'll say like purred, growled, snarled. And we were giving some impersonation. If you have, you can go find it. But the amount of people that were like,
you guys are so dumb. I mean, yeah, we are, but
we are. Yeah. Here's the thing. You can call us dumb. I don't care.
It's fine. I don't care.
It was just so funny to me how many people were like, oh my gosh, I thought the same thing. And how many people were like, are you dumb? Like, she doesn't mean it literally.
Yeah.
So I just thought it was so funny.
It was just hard for me to imagine it during the time.
It says it so often. Like, I felt like sometimes it said purred, snarled, growled, like every time someone said something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I understand it. Once we read the definition, obviously it like helped understand.
Looking back at it makes sense.
Oh yes, but in the moment when you're hearing
no.
purred like every 5 sentences and you're like, he purred. It's
well,
like,
that was the first time I've ever read a book that has stuff like that. Like, he growled, and I was like,
and there a lot of them have like an inner beast. So I was like, Anyways, I just had to like clear the air on that a little bit.
It was not as dumb.
Well, it was just
we might be as dumb as we look. So actually, never mind.
But I just thought
I'm
it was
blonde
funny.
for a reason.
So if you guys are with us on feeling the same way we did, you're not alone.
Yeah.
If you feel personally victimized by growled, raise your hand.
Purred. Snarled.
Snarled. Gobbled.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Anyways, continuing on.
Next topic. Sorry, we're just
Our favorite book talkers. Should we share a few of our favorite book talkers?
yeah.
Can you guys think of any?
Oh
No.
yeah. I love
Okay.
a lot of
What?
love everyone.
I'm gonna
as long as
start
they don't
off
spoil
by
things for me.
somebody that I know like personally in real life. Kenzie Diddy. So just Kenzie.
Kenzie Diddy.
Kenzie Diddy. Shout out to Kenzie Diddy. Oh, it's Kenzie Books.
Oh.
I know her in real life. She's the sweetest gem of a human. She's so amazing, and her book talk is just like comfy, cozy vibes. She reads a lot of different books too, so it's really cool. She reads anything from like ACTAR to classics to horror, and so it's really cool to follow her and just see her.
Mhm.
One, because she's just such a nice human being, and I know her personally, but also she's
Yeah, I've
just,
met her once before, and she's the cutest thing.
she's just
ever.
a fun
So,
book talker to follow. So if you don't follow her, go follow Kenzie Books, because she's just cute and wholesome.
I love
Yeah.
that.
Do you have a favorite?
I have such a hard time naming people.
Mm-hmm.
I just really love Unhinged
Oh yeah.
book talk.
Mm-hmm.
Same.
Well, the only one that I can think of that we like have personally chatted with, her name's Heather,
Yeah.
and it's Heth. I thought it was Heath for the Lord.
Heather, we love
Sorry,
you.
Heather. We're sorry.
I don't know why in my brain it was like Heath, and I'm like, wow, that's such a like unique name. I'm so sorry. She's just cool. I love how she like annotates her books, how she like comments, like she'll just stop reading, start recording herself like commenting on certain
Mhm.
things during the middle of her books, and I just
I
think
love
it's
it.
so entertaining, so fun.
Very candid.
Yeah, I love it.
We love her. She's great.
Yeah,
We've
she's
sent her
so cute.
TikToks back and forth quite a few times, so
Yeah.
It's been fun.
we love her.
I can really think of so many. The first person that comes to my mind is, I don't know how to say your last name, Jaden.
Is this who I think it is?
Coley.
Let me see.
Coley.
Oh yes.
Oh, I love him.
Every time his face pops up, I don't care what he's talking about,
I stop and listen.
but I
Me
just
too.
listen to him because he always has just like the biggest smile. He's so cute.
Oh,
I just
love
want to
him.
hang out with him so badly.
Same.
I just love how excited
do
he
it.
gets about books he's reading.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a cutie. I love him.
He is one of my favorites. He's just like so happy, and
Yeah, he always has the biggest smile on his face. Love
I'm
him.
obsessed. He has very nice teeth too.
I want his smile.
Same.
Yes.
You want to
Same.
hand it over?
There's one more. I'm trying to
I
remember.
don't know his name, but he's hilarious. Is he the one that does the story time in 60 seconds?
Yes.
What is
What's
his name?
I
He has
don't
curly
know.
hair, long
Yes.
curly
I
hair.
gotta go.
I bet if you searched Actar Storytime, he would come up.
Gives me life.
His are so good.
So funny.
So good.
We always, no matter, because he did Akatar, and then I
Mhm.
think he's almost done with Throne of Glass.
Yeah, I
and
think
he
is.
does like each book in 60 seconds, and they're hilarious.
Oh my gosh, it is so good.
funny.
Okay,
I
I
got
got him. His
You got
name
it?
is Dale Sander. What? Dale. I think his name is Dale. I don't know.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But he's got like curly hair, and he always
We'll
has,
share all
Love
these
him.
profiles on our Instagram
yeah, we'll share
stories
some
when
of
this
our
comes out.
favorite of theirs to like our story or something.
And if you guys have a favorite book talker, let us know.
Yeah,
We'd love following book talkers. It's so much fun.
It is way fun.
love it.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10 would recommend
Is that it?
following book talks.
I mean, I could talk about people all day.
Oh, did we want to talk about the It Ends With Us?
Oh, let's talk about
Let's
It
mention it
Ends
real
With Us.
fast. It's kind of a little old news, but it's okay.
What the heck? In tarnation.
I mean this in the most loving way possible because Blake Lively is one of the most beautiful women on planet Earth. What are they putting her in?
What were they putting her in?
Yeah, the elephant in the room is they've stopped
Stopped filming.
filming. I almost said recording.
I think it's because
Due
of the
to
writer's strike.
and I can believe that, but a part of me says,
well, they already started. I don't
is
understand
it
why
an
they stopped.
excuse?
I guess that's true. Unless writers, I don't really know how movie sets work. Unless
Well-
writers are continually making adjustments to the
Script?
screenplay.
I don't know.
I don't know.
But they have to have had
I
it
mean,
done.
they've been getting a lot
You
of
think?
feedback.
Yeah, if you want to call it
And you know
feedback.
what? I love Justin Baldoni. Like when I
Same.
heard that he was going to be directing this movie, I was thrilled
Same.
because I think he's a very talented director and a very talented actor.
Mm-hmm.
I personally pictured him as Ryle in the book. Probably one because I just finished watching Jane the Virgin.
Love Jane.
But like I pictured him in like young Raphael and Jane the Virgin. I was like, Ryle vibes.
100%.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it didn't surprise me when he got casted as that after Blake Lively, because, you know, they were obviously going to be casting older people.
Characters, yeah.
However,
I'm just confused what's
all
going
my
on.
faith was started to get crushed a little bit.
Down the toilet.
To
What
be
are they
nice.
wearing? I'm sorry.
I just don't understand, because like the whole onesie thing, it goes with the plot of the book, but it doesn't match up with the other outfits. It doesn't match the time.
It's
Well,
not.
yeah, we
it's
heard it's
not,
supposed to be set in a different time period.
Yeah, but the
Ish.
onesies
But
are not.
I don't know. Like the weird boxer thing they put her in. They put her in pants, and there's like boxers on the top. Have you guys seen that?
Yeah.
It's just not what I pictured.
It's a
Lily
little
Bloom
too
to look
quirky.
like at all.
Yeah.
I thought she would be in like a
T-shirt and
cute
jeans.
white shirt,
Yeah.
and like cute overalls. Like
yeah.
Yeah,
I think
maybe
that'd
like
be
a little
so cute.
bandana in her
Yes,
hair.
Yes.
And I know that Colleen Hoover, obviously, I mean, she probably doesn't have 100% creative direction over this movie. But I'm like, it's just really hard to see that an entire fandom is like, wait, what? A little confused.
I've never seen, this is sad. I haven't seen like a positive reaction to literally anything when it comes to the cast or the wardrobe, which I think the cast will do a really good job. They're just
so
a little
too.
bit old,
Yeah.
which, you know what, I've seen TikToks where people are like, you know what, we saw the cast, they weren't exactly what we were expecting, and we were like, okay, fine. And then the wardrobe comes out, and it's just kind of like,
I just can't get over, I forget the actor's name, Atlas's mustache.
I know. And when he got announced,
I was so
he
excited.
was so cute.
Yeah.
Michaela and I were together when we found out that he was announced, and we were like looking at photos of him, and I was like, wait, he's really cute. I think he'll do great.
Yeah, same.
Hadn't seen anything he was in, and then they had to give him a mustache.
I'm just not a big fan of mustaches, not gonna lie. So
I
it just
mean-
immediately turned me off.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
It's gonna be interesting to see if it gets picked back up, like if they continue it.
I feel like it will be. They've spent way too much money on everything for it not. I do believe it's the writer's strike, because there's been so many shows, movies that have been shut down. And honestly, the crazy thing is for as much as everybody's complaining about it, they're still gonna go see the movie.
Oh, exactly.
Well, everyone's gonna go see
And
the
also,
movie.
like, maybe I'm not super impressed with what I've seen so far, but like, I genuinely hope it does well, and I really hope I enjoy it. Do I have my expectations pretty low? Yeah.
The bar is here.
The bar is here,
And
but I have
hopefully
a lot
goes up
of,
here.
I still have a lot of faith in Justin Baldoni. I still love you,
Same.
Justin. And
Yep,
I'm
same.
excited
He
to see
looks
what you do.
fantastic.
Oh, he looks so good.
He's the best looking one. And
So good.
Mm-hmm.
They did him well. The little suit and hoodie.
Oh,
I don't know what is about that combo, but I love it. Where they have like the hoodie and they put like a suit coat over it,
Mm-hmm.
a baseball cap.
Chef's kiss.
Dr. Ryle, we love you.
I'm like,
Wow.
everyone's gonna be fans of Ryle now.
Maybe that's the point.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
true.
We want to know your thoughts. So,
My face. Anyways, I'm interested to see where it will go and when it will resume, because that's gonna be hard.
Yeah.
If they already have Lily's like all set up, do they have to set it all up again?
I don't know how that works. I don't know. I guess we'll see how long.
Contract's gonna be extended for the actors. I don't know. It's just very interesting. I wish I had the inside scoop for you guys and like knew all the drama with
I know.
all the writing strikes and stuff like that.
Justin Baldoni, we would really like to interview you for the podcast.
Yes.
We take back everything we said recently. Oh, we love you.
It'll be good.
It will. Yeah.
Hopefully.
I'll be waiting on the edge of my seat. So,
Same.
all right. Next order of business. Sorry, we're kind of like hopping around, but I just feel like there's so many topics within just book talk itself that we could go on about. I would be curious to know, what are some of your book talk icks? We kind of talked about like spoilers. I mean, that's an ick. I just have been seeing a lot of TikToks recently where
I think
people are talking about their book talk icks.
my biggest ick is judging first
Yeah,
off.
same.
Doesn't
Yeah.
matter what book people have or haven't read.
Mm-hmm.
I know there was a creator that was kind of getting some hate, and I'm like, there was no reason for the creator to be giving hate. He was
Mhm.
just reading some books
And
and
sharing what he thought about it, yeah.
And
Mhm.
people were, you didn't even read the book. Well, how do you know? How do you know?
And even if he hadn't read the book, why does it matter?
Yeah. I just think there's enough negativity in this world, and to bring it into book talk is just like, just take it out. Just take it out. Yeah.
We're all literally just like reading for fun.
Yeah.
To escape and just to have a good time. That's how it should be. It should be like this cute little welcoming community of people who like to read.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Regardless of what it is.
Yeah. And if you did or didn't like a book that someone else loved, like, there's nothing wrong with that. I also don't like the hate when people are like, I hated this book. You're like, why?
You're dumb. You're so stupid. You idiot. You have horrible taste in books.
You didn't read it good enough.
Try again. No.
Yeah. I mean, I can't.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any more icks. Do you have an ick, Reggie?
I mean, I feel like we kind of talked a lot about, comment. Like, if there's like really, if someone's hyping up a book and you comment about how much you hated it, I don't mind when people disagree and they're like, you know what, I didn't love it. But I hate when people try to force I mean, I guess we kind of talked about this. Maybe I need to not talk about that. Force their opinion on someone else.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that. I'm like, just let this person have their experience with it.
Mm-hmm.
You can have yours.
So I saw someone make a TikTok about their Booktok icks, and one of theirs was, and I never thought about it until they brought this up, and I'm like, I could see it. When people are reviewing books and showing the books, but the titles are backwards, because like the camera, it's like,
and then there's no caption or anything that says what the book is.
They're like, just make it so
Me like holding my phone up to a mirror.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I feel like I've seen a lot where people like, if you like this aesthetic, you should read, or like, this is this book aesthetic, and they don't mention the title, something like that. It takes me forever to like find the title of a book, or like, you should read a book like this, and it has like the vibe of it, but then no title. I'm like, and I was like, what's the title?
What's the book?
What's the book?
Maybe that's the point. It's for engagement purposes.
Honestly,
it's true.
Good move. It's a good
or like
move.
the ones where they're like, this book made me cry, and they're like, it's leading up, and you have to wait a whole minute before they flip the book over, and then it's like 2 seconds, and it's like, the summer I turned pretty. And you're like, wait, what was it? And then you have to watch it again to like try and pause it.
Oh, I fall
for him every time.
Yeah.
But I don't like.
Also, I love people who read. I mean, right? Gosh, you guys, my train of thought is getting lost. Who have like are trying to self-publish their own books, but this has happened to me, and I get really excited for the book, and they're like, "Oh, release date got pushed back. The release date got pushed back," and I'm like, "I've been waiting 1.5 years time. Just release the book." Like, I understand they want to make it good and perfect. Hey, I'm just like, well, just don't like hype it up until like for sure, because I hate nothing more when there's like a setback date, even with like a movie. I feel like it happened a lot during like after COVID. We're like, oh, we're gonna push back the movie another year, and I'm like,
I was listening to a podcast the other day that's strictly all about ACOTAR, and I think the episode I was listening to was released in like 2021, and they were like, oh yeah, and in 2023 we get the last ACOTAR book, and in 2023 we're getting this TV series.
RIP.
And I'm like,
R.I.P.
We don't really have an update on either of those things, so
it's 2023 and nothing has happened.
We are still
well
waiting.
I'm also pissed off about all of the book to movie and TV show adaptations that have gotten canceled, or there's been no update on them, or nothing.
Yeah, like The Selection.
The Selection got effing canceled.
I was so excited. To hear about that. Like,
too.
And especially while I was listening to the first book, I just was trying to picture how they were going to do this. And I was like, wait, this would be so fun as a series.
I'm distraught.
It's a no-go anymore, so.
Well, and Hulu has had the rights for ACOTAR for how many years? Like, has it been like 2 or 3?
Let's just get HBO to pick it up now instead.
Well, how about Throne of Glass?
How about
Who can I
Fourth
talk
Wing?
to about that? HBO?
Do you guys have any connections?
I
Please send them
would
our way. We have a
love
lot of
to.
ideas.
I would love to cast people.
Cast yourself.
No.
As long as you cast me for, never mind. I'll keep it spoiler free.
All right.
Okay. You guys know who I'd want to be cast as. I already know it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways.
On that note, if any of you guys have any Booktok icks, please let us know. We would love to know, so that we don't do them. So that we don't give you the ick. And also, we just want to say thank you again for all of your guys' love and support on TikTok. It makes us so happy. And if you want to follow us on TikTok or Instagram, both of them are What She's Reading Pod. Also, go ahead and leave us a review of our podcast. That also makes us really happy. And this episode is over. We will see you guys next week.
We're out.
Love ya. Bye-bye.
Bye.